Liverpool fans, big updates ahead of the Forest clash. From Mohamed Salah chasing a Premier League record to major injury news and Arne Slot's latest response, we've got everything you need to know. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the family here at Anfield Wire for daily Liverpool news, transfer updates, and exclusive Reds analysis. Pre-Forest stats: Mohamed Salah targeting Liverpool's Premier League assist record. Mohamed Salah is one away from becoming Liverpool's top assister in the Premier League. The Egyptian moved level with Steven Gerrard's total of 92 when he delivered the corner Virgil van Dijk headed in at Sunderland last week. Setting up a goal against Nottingham Forest on Sunday would also see Salah take outright 7th spot on the Premier League's all-time list for the statistic. Read on for more facts and figures ahead of the Reds' visit to the City Ground, provided by Opta and club statistician Ged Ray. Liverpool have lost just one of their last 7 away league games, won 3, drawn 3. The Reds have won only once in their last 15 away league fixtures against Forest, drawn 8, lost 6, beating them 1-0 in March 2024 thanks to a late Darwin Núñez header. 5 of Liverpool's 8 Premier League goals against Forest since their return to the competition in 2022 have been scored from set pieces, 3 corners, 2 free kicks. Salah has yet to score or assist in his appearances at the City Ground in the competition, one of just 2 venues he has played at more than once in the league for Liverpool without a goal involvement, also 3 outings at Sheffield United's Bramall Lane. Dominic Szoboszlai has had a hand in 8 goals across his last 11 away appearances for the Reds in all competitions, 5 goals, 3 assists, scoring in each of his last 2. Arne Slot's side have lost just twice in their last 19 matches in all competitions. Following their 3-0 win at Anfield in November, Forest are looking to complete their first league double over Liverpool since 1962-63. This will be Vitor Pereira's first league game in charge of Forest. Their last 6 bosses have lost their opening top-flight match at the club, with Dave Bassett the last to avoid that fate in March 1997. Pereira has faced Liverpool once before as a manager, losing 2-1 at Anfield just over a year ago while in charge of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Forest are unbeaten in their last 3 league encounters with the Reds, 1-2, drawn 1, last having a longer run against them between September 1962 and September 1963. Since August 1955, only one Liverpool player has scored more than once in a visit to Forest, 34 league matches, Ian Rush in a 2-2 draw in January 1990. Cody Gakpo remains 2 goals short of 50 for the Reds in all competitions. Since defeating Tottenham Hotspur 2 months ago, Forest have not won any of their last 5 home league games. Paul Joyce reveals when Alexander Isak is likely to return for Liverpool. Liverpool injury update: Alexander Isak return timeline takes shape. Liverpool supporters have been waiting for clarity around Alexander Isak's recovery, and fresh reporting from Paul Joyce has helped outline when Arne Slot may finally be able to reintegrate his striker. The Swedish forward, a major investment for Liverpool, has endured a difficult campaign disrupted by injury, yet there is renewed optimism inside the club as his rehabilitation progresses. Paul Joyce reveals latest Alexander Isak recovery plan. According to Paul Joyce for The Times, Alexander Isak is targeting a comeback towards the end of next month after stepping up work following a broken leg and ankle injury. The timeline remains flexible, but there is growing belief that Liverpool could see him rejoin training around the March international break, with early April viewed as a realistic objective if everything continues smoothly. Slot has avoided firm promises, choosing instead to stress progress rather than deadlines. He explained, "Alex has been on the pitch, not with his football boots but with his running shoes for the first time this week." The message from Liverpool is one of cautious optimism, balancing hope with the need to avoid setbacks during a demanding part of the season. Arne Slot details phases before Liverpool comeback. Returning to the pitch involves more than simply running again, and Slot highlighted the structured pathway ahead for Alexander Isak. Technical work with the ball, gradual integration into group sessions, and the steady rebuild towards match sharpness all form part of the process. The next step is doing work with the ball. Then the next step is to come into the group, and then it takes a while before you're ready to play. Those comments underline how Liverpool are prioritizing long-term fitness rather than rushing their striker back into action. Slot also added reassurance about the broader picture, stating, "Let's not put a timescale on it, but it is clear that he will be available, if things go as planned, this season." That perspective keeps expectations grounded while leaving room for a meaningful contribution during the run-in. Liverpool form and Alexander Isak's stop-start season. Alexander Isak's first season at Liverpool has yet to reach full momentum. A disrupted pre-season, adaptation to a new tactical environment under Arne Slot, and a serious injury in December have all limited his opportunities to build rhythm. Even so, his numbers suggest glimpses of quality, with 3 goals and 1 assist across limited minutes. There is also a sense within Liverpool that the best version of the forward is still to come. Slot addressed that directly, saying, "Unfortunately for him and us, we haven't used the best Alex yet, but this club and our fans will hopefully see the best Alex this season but, for sure, in the upcoming years." For Liverpool, the key now is patience. As Paul Joyce's update indicates, the conversation is moving from uncertainty towards planning, and that shift alone provides encouragement for supporters eager to see Alexander Isak make a decisive impact. Arne Slot responds to Wayne Rooney jibe as Liverpool boss makes Jurgen Klopp point. Wayne Rooney aimed a dig at Liverpool head coach Arne Slot this week, claiming he lacks aura, with the Reds boss responding ahead of the trip to Nottingham Forest. Arne Slot has dismissed Wayne Rooney's suggestion that he doesn't have a big enough aura to be Liverpool head coach, pointing to last season's Premier League title victory. Heading into this weekend's game with Nottingham Forest, a team that Slot is yet to get the better of since moving to England, Liverpool is playing catch-up in the race for the Champions League spots. And this week, ex-Manchester United and Everton star Rooney claimed Slot doesn't have the same presence of previous Liverpool bosses including Jurgen Klopp, explaining his thoughts on why the Reds have not performed to as high standards in this campaign. Comparing people with each other is something everyone has the right to do, but is that fair to compare people with each other? "We are all different," Slot said. "The only thing we have in common, Jurgen and me, is that we both won the league, and that's not too bad, is it? I think the more a manager wins, the more aura he has. That's in general something. I don't know if you agree with Wayne Rooney, by the way, but if this would be the general opinion, then I think people would probably tell you last season I had more aura than this season. Maybe he's the only one who has this opinion. I don't know, you tell me. It's the first time that I heard this. But I think it's fair to say that Jurgen definitely has aura. I can talk about him, not about myself, but he definitely had that. But a winning manager has an aura as well." As things stand, Liverpool is 2 points off the Champions League places. Chelsea plays Burnley on Saturday before Manchester United goes to Everton on Monday. Now, compared to a few weeks ago, I don't think a lot has changed, Slot insisted on Thursday. "I think from the last 19 games, we've lost twice and twice we've lost in added time and, in my opinion, twice we did not deserve to lose both of those games. We didn't need yesterday to know how difficult it is to win a Premier League game. We've experienced this, in this season already a lot of times and I think all the teams experienced this. That's what made the Premier League nicer this season and last season, that it's much more competitive than probably 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. We've improved compared to 3 or 4 months ago. I would even include the Bournemouth game because, apart from the goals we conceded, we had total control with dominance, we had a lot of chances, and the same could be said in the second half about Manchester City. We're in a much better place now than we were months ago and there are 2 very simple reasons for that. There are more reasons, but the most simple 2 are how fit we are now compared with 3 or 4 months ago, and the second one is that we are much better in set pieces at the moment." Liverpool secures boost versus Nottingham Forest as talent nets brace and new signing scores. Liverpool takes on Nottingham Forest in the Premier League on Sunday, but there was another meeting between the two sides on Friday as a precursor to the main event. Liverpool U21s beat Nottingham Forest by 3-0 in Premier League 2 on Friday, continuing a strong run of results over the last few weeks. The last time the Young Reds lost a game was November 7 against West Ham United. Since then, their most notable victory was a 7-0 win over Arsenal in mid-January, amid a strong series of performances and results. After a thrilling 4-3 win over West Bromwich Albion at the weekend, Liverpool followed that up with another strong performance in the East Midlands, ahead of the senior teams facing one another in Nottingham on Sunday. Kieran Morrison opened the scoring with a superb free kick 11 minutes into the game. He then set up Noah Adekoya to double Liverpool's lead around 10 minutes later. Morrison added a third late on to make it 0-3, direct from a corner. Adekoya, a 19-year-old centre-back, signed for Liverpool from Burnley in January. He made his debut in a narrow 1-0 win over Brighton at the end of last month and has featured in every game since. Calvin Ramsey and Trey Nyoni, who could be on the bench for the first team this weekend, were both in the team here and played 64 minutes. Trent Cone-Doherty and Will Wright were also among the starters for Rob Page's men. Morrison is now up to 10 league goals for Liverpool at U21 level this season. The most a Reds player has ever scored since the introduction of the current format was Harry Wilson's 12. In 2 days' time, Liverpool's first team will play in Nottingham, hoping to close the gap to the Champions League places. Now, compared to a few weeks ago, I don't think a lot has changed, Arne Slot said in his pre-match press conference. I think from the last 19 games, we've lost twice and twice we've lost in added time and, in my opinion, twice we did not deserve to lose both of those games. We didn't need yesterday to know how difficult it is to win a Premier League game. We've experienced this, in this season already a lot of times, and I think all the teams experienced this. That's what made the Premier League nicer this season and last season, that it's much more competitive than probably 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. We've improved compared to 3 or 4 months ago. I would even include the Bournemouth game because, apart from the goals we conceded, we had total control with dominance, we had a lot of chances, and the same could be said in the second half about Manchester City. We're in a much better place now than we were months ago, and there are 2 very simple reasons for that. There are more reasons, but the most simple 2 are how fit we are now compared with 3 or 4 months ago, and the second one is that we are much better in set pieces at the moment. Liverpool star suffers season-ending injury as loan club issues official statement. Liverpool sent Vítězslav Jaros to Ajax on loan this season, but after a strong campaign from the Czech shotstopper, he has picked up an injury that will put an end to it. Liverpool goalkeeper Vítězslav Jaros, who is on loan at Ajax, has sustained a serious knee injury and will miss the rest of the season. The 24-year-old picked up the injury during a training session on Friday, having established himself as a starter with the iconic Dutch club this year. However, he will now undergo surgery to rectify the issue, Ajax confirmed in an official statement. Jaros had nailed down the number 1 spot in the Netherlands since leaving Liverpool. He had kept 5 clean sheets in the Eredivisie and has also picked up Champions League experience, even if the Dutch side was knocked out in the group phase. If I say I'm satisfied, how can I improve? Jaros told The Telegraph in December. When I'll be ready to become Liverpool's first-choice goalkeeper, especially with 2 formidable competitors like Alisson Becker and Georgi Mamardashvili, is hard to predict. Taking their place isn't easy. But that's ultimately the goal. And once I succeed, I want to win the Champions League. I'm 24 years old, but I've moved around a lot, and partly due to a few loan spells as a Liverpool goalkeeper, I've already played for 8 clubs. The path to the top is simply different for goalkeepers than for outfield players. Especially in England, when you play for one of the biggest clubs in the world, you don't get that chance until you're 18 or 19. So I felt I needed to gain experience elsewhere, and the club agreed. It's made me stronger and better. I'm really pleasantly surprised about the quality in the Netherlands. There are many great and big clubs in the Netherlands with quality players, which means many matches are close and difficult to win. And the stadiums may not be as impressive as in the Premier League, but they're still very nice. And you hardly see any empty seats. Jaros was reunited with former Liverpool assistant coach John Heitinga when he moved to the Johan Cruyff Arena. However, the Dutchman was fired at the beginning of November after winning 5 and losing 5 of his 15 games in charge. He briefly joined Thomas Frank at Tottenham after that, but Heitinga was let go shortly after the Dane when Igor Tudor's appointment was confirmed.